Hi, I'm hissatsu5, and this is just a quick video vlog. Just me talking about something that happened a few days ago, last Thursday, I believe it was. And it's nothing real good or bad. It's kind of funny, kind of disappointing, all at the same time. But first, let me set the scene. For all of y'all who subscribe to me, most of y'all carry knives, I believe, and it's kind of a habit when you leave the house, or even when you're in your house, you always have a knife on you. It's just something that most of my subscribers do. I'm pretty sure of it because that's kind of what my account's based on. It's knives and martial arts and history of the two combining and that kind of thing. Well, anyways, as for myself, anytime I go to a new and unfamiliar place, I usually bring multiple knives for a few reasons. One, I'm not old enough to have a concealed carry yet, so I do have knives for self-defense. And two, I always have a backup for my backup knife. And it's been that way ever since my freshman year of high school. Which y'all probably thinking, freshman year of high school, knives, that don't really sound right, does it? Well, it has a perfectly innocent explanation. When I was in high school, my ag class, we had these competitions. You know, we had forestry competitions, we had wildlife competitions, where we would go off in the woods and we'll compete in having to identify different animal signs, having to identify different trees, plants, compass and pacing, and those written tests. And I don't know if all of y'all know this or not, but there's not a whole lot of pencil sharpeners out in the woods. There just isn't. And our teachers actually said to us, on this competition, you might want to bring a pocket knife. Sounds weird, I know, but I didn't argue with them. But when I'd go to practice after school, I had 2 pocket knives on me. Just, you know, one in my bag and one on me. And I noticed that several of my fellow students or competitors didn't bring a knife, and their pencil would break, and they'd be like, "Hey, you have a knife I can borrow?" And I'd give them one, and then I'd have to rely on my backup. And then someone else would come up to me and say, "Hey, can I borrow a knife?" And I'll be like, "Well, yeah." And I'll sit there and watch them sharpen the pencil and all that, and then I'll get my backup knife back. So when it came to competition day, I had like at least 5 or 6 different knives on me, and I just went out at the beginning of the competition and passed them out and said, "Give them back to me when you're done," and it worked out fine. So that's kind of when it all started. You know, when I started traveling a little bit more, I started bringing multiple knives, and when I go to unfamiliar places like Houston, Austin, or just anywhere. It could be a place in town that I never go to. If it's unfamiliar to me, then I bring multiple knives. And so that's just a little background. And on that, I always have a knife on me. And if I don't, I'm really in a weird place. I just can't explain it. For y'all who do carry knives on a daily basis, you know what I'm talking about. For all of those of you who don't carry knives, it's hard to explain it. It's just a weird feeling. It's you're just kind of really self-conscious that you don't have a knife and you're thinking about it all day. Anyways, how this ties into the story. Last Thursday, one of my friends who has been trying to get me to go to this club for a long time said, "Hey, well, me and you should go clubbing. You know, it'll be fun. I was like, well, all right. I finally go with you. I never been to a club myself, so I thought, well, this would be a good day. I don't have any homework. Let's try it out. So I rode up to the club with him, and no, not that kind of way, but he was telling me about the club, what kind of club it was, all that kind of stuff. And he says, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have to take your knives out and leave them in the truck." I said, "Excuse me?" And he said, "Yeah, you're gonna have to take your knives out. They're gonna frisk you when you go into the club." And I said, "What kind of club are you taking me to?" He said, No, it's fine. You know, I leave my knife in my vehicle all the time. You know, it's no problem. It's a safe atmosphere. You're just gonna have to take your knives out." So right there, I was kind of disappointed, real sad, scared, whatever. And it's not because I'm so reliant on a knife for self-defense. It's just that it's a part of what I wear on me when I walk around. It's just like part of my clothing. You know, it's just a part of me. So I was just weird. And so anyways, I took all my knives out. I had one on a harness under my armpit. I started to put that one in my boot at first. And he said, "No, don't do that. They have metal detectors." So I had to take that one out and leave it in the vehicle too. But I had my Kimball Guardian Angel in my right cargo pocket, and I left it in there because it was mostly plastic, and I was just kind of curious if it would get through or not. I don't know. I told him about it, and he said, "Well, why not? Go ahead and try passing it through. The worst they can do is send you back to your vehicle. Or give it to them and then you pick it up on your way out." So I left that in my pocket. I went up there to get frisked, and the security officer started doing his pat down, and when he got to my Kimball Guardian Angel at my front cargo pocket, my right cargo pocket, he kind of paused and he started kind of massaging that pocket. I know it sounds bad, but I'm trying to, describe it to you. And I don't know if y'all know about law enforcement frisking laws, but it's illegal for a peace officer to kind of sit there and linger at one pocket, feeling at an object, trying to decide what it is. If it's nothing that's an immediate threat to them, if they can't recognize it as an immediate threat or drugs, then all they can really do is just kind of pat down, and that's it. But he kind of just sat there and felt around in that pocket for a few seconds, and he finally decided that it wasn't a threat to him, and he let me pass through the security point with my Kimball Guardian Angel. So I was a little happy with that. I thought it was pretty cool. My brother came through. I've already told him that he wasn't allowed to have any knives, and but he had his, let me get the picture out, he had his Surefire flashlight right here, the L2D LED Defender, which is a very good light, 120 lumens maximum output, runtime 2 hours, goes down to 5 lumens, on kind of a survival mode, and it has those scallops on there so you can use that as a less lethal weapon or what have you. And it's a very good flashlight. A lot better flashlights than what the police officers and the security officers had in the club itself. And when the security officer felt that, he started asking about it. And Matthew said, "Oh, it's just a flashlight, and they pulled it out, looked at it, and the security guard looked at him and said, "You don't need that." My brother was like, "What?" And he said, "You can either leave that flashlight with me, and I'll make sure no one messes with it, or you can go back to your truck." And my brother was like, "I'm not going to let you play with my $150 flashlight." That's basically what it came down to, and I'm pretty sure that's what the security officer wanted to do with it in the first place. So my brother went back to his truck, he had to go flashlightless, which he always carries that flashlight with him, which was weird for him too. But I laughed because I got through with pepper spray and he couldn't get through with a flashlight. And so when we were paying the cashier, I guess, to pay for the cover charge or whatever, and they said, "How come y'all have flashlights?" I told her, "Well, we're Boy Scouts, so I always prepared." And she was like, "Okay, whatever." That's kind of weird. And we got in, and then we did the club thing, and me and my brother went home to my dad's house, and we proceeded to tell the story about how I got through with pepper spray and he couldn't get through with a flashlight. That's pretty much all what this story is about. Nothing really important, or I guess, exciting. Just something I thought was weird because I've never been to a club before, and I'm rarely go to an unfamiliar setting without a knife. And I guess y'all are wondering what this is in front of you. I really just kind of felt bad about just having this camera pointed at a wood surface without anything for y'all to look at until I was talking about my Kindle or that flashlight. This is my homemade knife and sheath combination. I made these around the same time. I made this sheath especially for this homemade knife. Y'all seen this knife before, and I haven't showed y'all the sheath, but the sheath actually does a somewhat good job of retaining. Of course, if I shake it, well, I thought if I shook it, it would come out. There it goes. It does a pretty good job of retaining in. This is deer skin. I shot it myself. And I guess you can say I tanned it. It's more of kind of a hard rawhide substance, but I, preserved the skin, put a little belt loop through there, and I tried sewing it at first, but I broke several needles, so then I just glued it. So that's it. That's all that was there for, is something for y'all to look at. But that was my story. Hope you enjoyed it, and maybe some of y'all on YouTube can relate to me about how weird of a feeling that is. I'm hissatsu5, and I'm out.